Ambassador Zethara had negotiated peace between species that had warred for millennia. She'd prevented 3 galactic civil wars with nothing but words and patience. But nothing in her illustrious career had prepared her for pre-coffee humans. "The Terran delegation has arrived," her assistant announced. Zethara straightened her ceremonial robes, all 6 arms adjusting the delicate fabric. Today's treaty would bring humanity into the Galactic Trade Consortium, a historic moment 5 years in the making. The human delegation entered, and Zethara immediately sensed something was wrong. Ambassador Martinez moved like the Walking Dead, his eyes unfocused, his usually sharp diplomatic instincts seemingly absent. His aide, Director Thompson, actually bumped into the doorframe, a doorframe wide enough for a Goliath freighter. "Greetings, honored friends." Zethara began the traditional opening. "May this morning bring prosperity to—" "Coffee," Martinez interrupted, his voice gravelly. "Please, coffee first." Zethara's translator struggled with the urgency in his tone. "Surely the treaty takes precedence." "No." Thompson's single word carried more weight than a neutron star. "Not before coffee." The Altarian delegate, presiding voice Kirkari, chimed melodiously. "This is highly irregular. We've assembled 17 species for this signing. The documents are prepared. The ceremony will wait," Martinez said flatly, slumping into his chair with none of his usual grace. Article 56 of the Interspecies Diplomatic Accord. No binding decisions before necessary biological functions are addressed. That refers to breathing, eating, not recreational beverages. Kirkari's harmony turned discordant. Thompson looked up, and several delegates actually stepped back. Her expression was something primal, something that bypassed higher reasoning and spoke directly to survival instincts. "Coffee is not recreational." The room fell silent. Then the Vortak military advisor, General Krax, made a fatal error. "Perhaps the humans are simply weak, unable to function without their chemical stimulants. This bodes poorly for their membership." Martinez laughed. It wasn't a pleasant sound. 3 years ago, humanity accidentally declared war on the Pentari Federation. Accidentally. Zethara's scales shifted to confused purple. "Their ambassador served our morning delegation decaf." Martinez's eyes were haunted. "Decaffeinated coffee. We signed a declaration of war instead of a trade agreement. Took 6 months to fix that mess." "Surely you jest." "The great mining rights incident of 2387, Thompson interrupted, counting on her fingers. "Humans ceded mineral rights to 3 entire systems because the negotiations started at 5 a.m. without coffee service. The terraform disaster of 2389, we agreed to relocate an entire colony because someone forgot the cream and sugar. The Tau Ceti Accords." "We understand," Zethara said quickly. "These were all legendary diplomatic failures that had puzzled xenologists for years. You're saying these were all coffee-related? Our species evolved on a death world," Martinez explained, his head resting on the table. "Do you understand what that means? Every morning, we wake up and our bodies haven't figured out we're not being hunted by saber-toothed tigers anymore. Our brains are stuck between survive and evolve. Coffee is the chemical bridge between primitive survival instincts and higher reasoning. Without it," Thompson added, "we're operating on pure brainstem. Fight or flight. No complex reasoning. No empathy. No long-term thinking. Just survival." To demonstrate, she pointed at the treaty. "Right now, that looks like threats. Words attacking my eyes. Without coffee, my brain can't process mutual beneficial arrangement. It sees danger, complexity, respond with violence or run." The ethereal delegate, a being of pure energy, pulsed skeptically. "Surely one beverage cannot." "The Battle of Proxima Centauri," Martinez mumbled into the table. The room went cold. Every species knew that story. A human fleet had annihilated 12 enemy armadas in a battle, so one-sided it was studied in military academies across the galaxy. "That was strategic brilliance," General Krax said slowly. That was Lieutenant Colonel Harrison before her morning coffee accidentally getting locked in the weapons room and hitting buttons until the beeping stopped, Martinez corrected. The brilliant flanking maneuver? She was trying to find the exit. The psychological warfare of unpredictable attack patterns? Literally just random button mashing. We put warning labels on our ships now, Thompson added. Do not operate heavy machinery before coffee. It's right next to the airlock controls. ZRA processed this information. You're telling me humanity's greatest military victory was a caffeine-deprived accident? Yes. Silence stretched across the chamber. Finally, the android representative, Unit 9947, spoke. Historical analysis confirms correlation. Human diplomatic incidents dropped 97.3% after 10 a.m. Earth Standard Time. When most humans have finished their second cup, Martinez confirmed, finally lifting his head. Look, we're not proud of it, but our species literally domesticated a plant just to make our brains work properly in the morning. We've been dosing ourselves with this stuff for thousands of years. Our entire civilization is built on the assumption that no one makes important decisions before coffee. Your stock markets don't even open until, Kirkari began. Until coffee time, yes. Your schools start after. Coffee, yes. Your nuclear launch protocols require. 2 officers who've had their coffee, correct. ZRA made a decision. Bring the humans their coffee. As the dark liquid arrived and the humans inhaled its vapor with obvious relief, the other delegates watched in fascination. With each sip, Martinez's posture improved. Thompson's eyes focused. Their entire demeanor transformed from barely conscious predators to the sharp diplomatic minds the galaxy had come to respect. Now, Martinez said, setting down his empty cup with satisfaction. About Article 7 of the trade agreement. I believe we can negotiate a better transportation tax rate. And just like that, humanity was back. Later, when the treaty was successfully signed, ZRA added a note to the official record. Addendum 1. No treaty negotiations with humans shall commence before coffee service. This is not a courtesy. This is a safety protocol. The humans didn't dispute it. They were too busy getting their second cups.